Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you're at, whenever you're joining in. Hey, thanks for coming back in and joining me. I've got 10 rolls of bank wrapped nickels. We're going to get ready to get start searching here. Um, Hoping, of course, for our silvers, those war nickels. Also looking for 2025s to complete my collection. Haven't seen any of those yet. And anything before 1960. Most of my collection from 1958 and on, 1957 and on, is complete. So it's those earlier ones, much like this. That is just going to be a dirty. Are in are complete. So I'm just looking for those older ones. I'm also looking for buffaloes, of course, any kind of errors or misprints, dies, varieties, all along the ends there. So hoping for the best, hoping for a good hunt. They've been pretty quiet with my hunts recently, so not sure what to expect. And of course, those 1964s will probably be the most ones that we get. But we'll just go through this first roll nice and quick. There's a couple ones, like I know by the dates, there are some errors and some varieties that I can look for right off the bat. And of course, I'll pull in and inspect those closely if we come across those. I do, if you guys are wondering why I flip in certain ways, I am looking for any kind of rotated dies as I do that. I have found a couple nickels which have the rotations in there. Few and far between, but it's still nice to see when I get there. And these are looking pretty boring. 70s, we have the 64s been the earliest so far. 23 on the modern end. And everything in between, except for the ones that I'd like to see. Dirties, 23 again, and that's that. All right, so I'll bring you back in if there are any finds along the way. All right, folks, I just thought I'd bring you in. I found a good one here, 1960. I'll pull up in a little bit, but other finds along the way that we had. We have a 1954, and that is a Denver mint, so 1954 Denver. We also found a 1955, and that 55 is also from the Denver mint. So some pretty basic finds there. But 1960s, I don't really generally look at these, and I don't know if I'll zoom in this way. You know, just something didn't look right when I was looking at that Liberty. And let's just flip over here, bring you in on that scope. And if you look at Liberty in particular, let's see if I can find a good pointer here. Take a look here at the Y around the base of the R and the E here. That's what piqued my curiosity. It's not going to let me zoom in on this one. Is it looks like there is some slight doubling. I've got a little serif split at the bottom of the E. Don't really see it too much there. Nothing over here on the In God We Trust. Flip that over. We always look on the back side and look at that R. Can't tell if that R is me. I can't tell if that R is a doubling, machine doubling. Let's see if I could try bringing this in a little bit closer. Nope, get too close and I lose focus there. So that's probably going to be the best I could do for the focus. Yeah, you can see it there on the inside of the P, on the R, on the N, but really it is just this Liberty on that Y. It's definite. Split there. A little bit on the L and on the base of that E. I'm going to say this is the 1960 double die, and I'm going to split it up here with the Variety Vista shows multiple double dies available for this date. So I'm just going to mark it up as a double die. There's your Liberty, and I'm going to put this in a flip. So I'll bring you in for the next one. All right, folks, roll number 4 has given us a Buffalo. Look at that. Second Buffalo for the year, but it's nice to still see these are out in circulation in bank wrapped rolls. Let's take a good look at this. Zoom in, there we go. 1937. Good condition. It's got that nice wear on the side. Let's check for a mint mark. And Denver Mint. So we do have Denver Mint, all 4 legs, not the 3-legged variety. 1937 is a fairly common year, but with that mint mark, so I think it's around 17 million minted for that Buffalo. Nice to find the Buffaloes in there. Of other notable finds since that last time I brought you in, we did have this 1948, and that is 48 is Philadelphia. So 1948 Philly, another common year. And I'll bring you back in for any more finds along the way. All right, folks, wanted to bring you in here, roll number 10, and we ended this strong. Look at this. I mean, dirty, but I love the way the dirt adds to that. I think, it's not really toning, but it just looks nice. Nice, clean, crisp, I mean, good condition. 1939. And with the 39s, we are always looking for mint marks, which this does not have. So that's a 39 Philadelphia, sorry, train of thought there. A little beat up on the back, got a little groove scrape in there. I did look, and no doubling on this one. Of other finds along these last couple rolls, we did have also a 1940. And that 1940 is, always like these mint marks. What is that? That is a San Francisco, 1940 San Francisco. So that is a lower mintage coin right there. We also have a 1941 Philadelphia. And we got a 1947. Good details, good condition, also Philadelphia. And good end to the rolls. Let's actually get that in the screen. All right, give me a second here, guys. I'm going to pull out all the finds, and we'll do a quick little summary. All right, folks, here we are. Summary, 10 rolls of nickels and some great finds along the way. Look at that. So we had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 finds out of 10 rolls is actually really good statistics. Let's start off, and I'm going to bring this up for the good views. Let's turn that one on, just so we can see. We did have our Buffalo, and that Buffalo was a 1937 clean, clear date on that. And if we looked at the other side, it is all 4 legs on that, and we do have a Denver mint mark there at the bottom. So 1937 Buffalo Denver mint, good coin, good coin to have there. Do have one in better condition in my collection already. We also had our 1939 second year Jefferson nickel. No mint mark on that. So the 1939 coin is a good common year coin. Again, I got plenty of those. Of the other wow finds, I'll call it, is this 1960. And when we looked at that Liberty, and you can see at there's going to be a glare, and I apologize for the glare, but you can see with the edges of the B, the double serif there on the E, and in the R, put some arrows, and the Y. Definitely see some doubling in there. Back up. Let's take a look here at our other finds. Focus is still giving me problems. There we go. 1940, and that 40, throw over here, did have that San Francisco mint mark. So we have that 1940S. Of the other finds that we had, turn that off this time, we have our 1941, and that was a Philadelphia. We have a 1947, also Philadelphia. Common coins there. In the 1948, Philadelphia. So common 40 coins there. We did have two from the 50s. We have our 1953, and that is a Denver mint mark, 1953 Denver. And we had our 1954. There's the focus, 1954, also from the Denver Mint. So common coins, 41 through of our excellent finds, that 1940S, that 1939, and that 1937 Buffalo. And again, the big surprise and great one to find is that double die 1960. So great hunt for 10 rolls of nickels. Thank you for joining in, making it this far in the video. I hope you're still finding these entertaining, informative, and just something to watch in the pastimes. Sharing hobbies, it's all good. Grab some excitement over coin collecting. Until the next video, guys, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, and happy hunting.